Listen up, people. Listen up, people. There's something that you need to hear. For one time in your life, won't you hear it tonight? Well, let it soak into you here. That you are loved. That you are.
The most necessary person is the one with whom you are, for no one knows whether they will have dealings with anyone else. And the most important affair is to do that person good, because for that purpose alone were we sent into this life. Now is the only time when we have any power. But you only have power in the present. What you do at the moment to moment of your daily lives is what you have control over.
Besant Hill School of Happy Valley is a community that is not easily described. As Aldous Huxley pointed out, essentially, teaching students how to think, not what to think, is not something that is readily defined or discussed. It is our ethos. Ultimately, it is teaching students to break free from the barriers placed on them by this world. And that is when true learning occurs. How this is done and the way it happens on our campus is as unique as each member of our community. Besant Hill School of Happy Valley's mission asks that we build honesty, respect, compassion, and responsibility. This gives our learning a deeper purpose and helps to cultivate habits that will make our students better members of the global community. Those coming to our campus for the first time often convey that they immediately feel comfortable and at home. By living what we believe to be important, we are showing the invisible and how our mission is being fulfilled on campus. It is our hope that everyone experiences the ethos of our community in all of their interactions with the school. Students take on this task as well. They are taught to be responsible for their learning by achieving the Besant Hill School portrait of a graduate. Our graduates will think critically and synthesize knowledge, honor their individual strengths and be resilient, engage in their creative and artistic passions, model global citizenship, and embody the ideals of environmental activism. We are a boarding school, and because of this, we see each other not only in the classroom, but also in times of sickness and pajamas, in times of sadness or loss, and at times of great joy. We see each other at our best and at our worst. We are at each other's mercy and take lessons from that on a daily basis. We are responsible for each other, compassionate towards one another, living together in a community of respect with honesty and love.
After the fire is over, after the ashes cool, after the smoke is blown away.
I'd seen this look many times over the years while coaching. Always the wheels turning, assessing what needed to happen, and being one step ahead of what was happening out on the basketball court. This time was different. An entire community on his back with real-life consequences at stake. Over the first 3 days of our evacuation, I would look over and see him deep in thought, phone in hand, with thumbs racing. This time, his mind a step ahead of a raging fire. It's the stories they tell. It's the stories they tell after you are gone that count. This one will be mine. This will be the one that I tell when your name comes up in conversation, or when somebody asks, "Who is Randy?" I'll say he was a guy from Burley, New Hampshire, who on little sleep, no shower, no change of clothes, made sure we were going to have a roof over our heads and food to eat, who led a different team this time, and made sure we were comforted and taken care of.
After the smoke,
I will say he was a guy who profoundly understood great leadership is about being in service to those who you lead. That he led from the back of the line and understood great leaders eat last. I will say he didn't like getting played, because when you are truly in service to people, getting played cuts a deep wound. I will say he is a great friend who understood friendship is about showing up when it matters. A wedding, an adoption, a funeral. I will say he was a great dad and husband, and say his internal strength comes from a deep faith. I will say he loved to laugh, and his favorite was when you would say, hey, come here. I got a good story for you.
Another turning point to folks stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this task and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable.
Tolstoy also reminds us in this story to be present with the people around us, for we never know if we will have dealings with anyone else in our lives. Imagine if we could all remember that. Treat each interaction that we have as special, because it may be our last. One thing is for certain, we will all have a final interaction. My advice is to treat each one you have as a special one.
in your mind. Hang 'em on a shelf in good of and good times. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial.
Randy Robert Bertin.
Something unpredictable. In the end, it's right. I hope you've had the time of your life.
Goodbyes are ephemeral in a world where we can reach across the globe in an instant. But we also know it's just not going to be the same. We talk sometimes about the ghosts of this place, but really, it's not ghosts. It's just the stories they tell after you're gone. Randy, you will be one of the stories of this place. You've written an amazing story here. I love you, my friend, and I will miss you.